I got an anonymous email with 2 corn video links claiming my wife is in them. It's 99% looks to be her, but she denies it. The tipster didn't give more info. Should I drop it or find more evidence? My wife is 44 and I'm 40. I received an anonymous email which said, "You deserve to know. This is your wife," with links to 2 corn videos. The videos are about 15 minutes each, and they're more like recorded sex sessions, not really doing corn, if that makes sense. They show dim hotel rooms, so the quality is somewhat grainy, recorded from single locations on something like a shelf or tripod. The audio is super quiet, so I can barely understand anything, even with the volume all the way up with earbuds. I'm 99% sure it's my wife, and it's the same guy in both videos. My 1% of doubt is mostly that the person isn't wearing a wedding ring. Also, to preempt being clear to everyone here, I am not going to provide links or identifying details to the videos. I replied to the email, "How do you know me? How did you find this?" No response yet, and I have my doubts. My wife flat out denies it, but it looks so much like her, including the mannerisms tending to match hers as well. The videos were posted 2 years ago, though I know that's not necessarily when they were recorded. Worse, during this discussion, my wife somewhat accused me of being an in-the-closet corn addict, despite dropping my corn habit before I even met her, saying it's possible that I could have just found someone while watching corn who looked like her. Sent myself the email, and now I'm falsely accusing her, except I wasn't necessarily accusing her, I was only asking her about it. It's basically my suspicions against her denials, and I have no other evidence, so the discussion just went in circles, and now we've been on take time to contemplate, to cooling off and not speaking terms for a few days. Should I just drop the subject and apologize for not believing her right away? Is there some way to find more evidence which I haven't thought of? The website doesn't show anything like the username of the person who uploaded it, and the video title, tags, and comments don't reveal anything either. Best comments. The only thing that I find strange is how your wife reacts. If it isn't me in these corns, I wouldn't accuse my husband to fake emails and to be a corn addict. I would be more interested who would send such emails and accuse me of this, and if someone else will receive this mails, family, or people from work. I agree with this. Her response to the query is what makes her suspect. If she really was not in the videos, she wouldn't have gone straight to your corn addict. She'd be more like, "What the hell, I have a doppelganger." Assuming the video was recorded on a phone, it's likely it has a geotag location. You may be lucky enough to download the file and run it through geotagging software and see if there's a hit on with a location near you. I use a free iPhone app called the Photo Investigator. 7 years ago, my husband called me in a state of panic. There were obscene videos of his cousin doing the rounds online. The girl in the video looked exactly like his cousin, but it wasn't her. I hate this cousin of his and would never defend her, but it wasn't her. There are specialized people and programs based on artificial intelligence that can modify the quality of video and audio and determine if they are the same person or not. Update number 1. 1 day after the first post. I emailed the tipster again after posting here yesterday, saying, "The video quality is really poor, and my wife says she's not the one in the video. Can I ask, how do you know this is her? Do you know who he is?" Finally, in the evening, the tipster responded that he or she works at my wife's office and also knows the other person in the video. The other guy works at their company, too, but at another office, and he needs to visit their office regularly. The tipster thought there was no way it could be a coincidence that 2 people who look like my wife and this guy are in the same video, especially because the tipster says they're not coy about chatting a lot with each other at work. The tipster says he or she found the video just browsing for corn, and they wanted to be secretive because they don't like mixing corn and work, especially since the browsing ended up finding stuff that involves 2 people who are actually people they work with. The tipster gave me the other guy's info as a kind of additional proof. I looked him up on Facebook and LinkedIn, and he looks very much like the guy on the video. Interestingly, she and he are not friends or linked or whatever you call it on either of those platforms, though maybe that's not surprising given a need for secrecy. I went late into the night finding and using software to clean up the video and audio. I was able to improve the audio a lot, and the voice sounds spot on like my wife's, both when she talks and the sounds she makes while having sex. I also was able to make the video a tad clearer, especially stuff in the background that's not moving, though still not great overall. It did let me see that on the nightstand was an Apple Watch with a bejeweled bracelet type band, which is one she tends to wear depending on the outfit. Early this morning, I told my wife about selective parts of the tipster's response, as far as this person happening to know both of them and putting two and two together. I didn't tell her that it was someone she worked with, though I would bet she could figure that out. I showed her the additional information I searched and found, including her watching a few minutes of the videos again, now cleaned up. After that, she backtracked and somewhat came clean, saying that it actually did probably look like her in the video, but she had been in denial from before watching the videos because she was surprised that it had been recorded. I asked who that guy was, and she said, someone I was just seeing for like a month or two a long time ago. I asked how long ago, if it was before she and I were together, and she said, of course. Except it's very unlikely that it was before she and I were together, since she's only been working at her current company for the past 6 years, and this guy's history on Facebook says he's always lived like 4 hours away from us. And my wife has never lived in a city near where he is. I told her about my assessment of the unlikely timing, since he's with her company but doesn't live nearby, and I asked her how they had met. She said she seemed to recall they met through people in her industry circles from before she started working where she is now, but she couldn't remember for sure through who exactly, since it had been so long ago. I told her that I highly doubted she was being completely honest, but if she had information that could support her version of things, that I'd be open to looking at it. Otherwise, I was going to keep looking for information on my own. She got pretty bitter, saying she was offended that I didn't believe her and that I had actually replied to this random email, instead of believing her and being done with it, and I was still not being done with it. At this point, this was all while she was getting ready for work, and she was so ticked about the conversation that she basically cut her get-ready routine short and just left. I'm taking the day off, thinking about my own perspective on all this and decisions I should make as a result of all this, but I'm definitely not opposed to separating for a while, if even just a few weeks, and seeing how I feel after that. I definitely already dread her coming home after work today, with that kind of tensity that I'm sure will be in the air despite avoiding her. Mostly, I'm disappointed and feel kinda defeated that she's almost certainly lying about the timing of it. I mean, there's the tiniest of tiniest possibilities it was truly from before we met, but it's so unlikely that I don't think it's worth the time to try to research. I thought about reaching out to this guy directly, but I'm not so sure that's a good idea. I asked to hang out with a friend at lunch, and hopefully I can. I need some additional input for sure, but also, I just feel bad about this and hope talking to other people about it will help with my feelings in general. Still, even that's hard, though, because I'm not wanting to be one of those angry kinda crazy people who tries to badmouth their marriage drama to anyone and everyone who knows me and or my wife and will listen to me. Best comments. OP receives a valuable tip that shows him the way to the truth. Is her Apple Watch older than your relationship? No, we've been together 12 years and married for 10 years. Then you have your answer. The first Apple Watch was launched in April 2015 according to Wikipedia. She's cheating on you. Sorry, buddy. I hadn't even been considering that timing. I guess my head isn't quite on straight right now. Thanks for pointing it out. Just remember she isn't in denial. She is actively lying to you as a cover. You're in denial by not wanting to believe the evidence, and that's okay. What you're going through is rough and is going to be a long and hard process, but you need to figure out if cheating is something you're willing to overlook or if it's a 100% deal breaker. Also, the tipster is probably the guy. Shady that he recorded the affair, but she's also shady for cheating. Why would the tipster probably be the guy? It removes the whole, I randomly stumbled over this video amongst thousands of videos and recognized the people and decided to anonymously meddle into other people's affairs aspect. Now it just becomes plain jealousy. Because he's tired of playing second fiddle if it's him or if he is attached to other women. Maybe the wife or girlfriend found the videos and is the tipster. How would his wife or girlfriend know who my wife was, much less know who I was? You don't know women very well, LOL. We can track a cheating bastard down like a bloodhound. Dude, it's obvious she's cheated. Get a STD, get a lawyer, and if you have kids, to a DNA test for the kids. Likely wasn't the first time. Think how comfortable she would have to be to film it. I wouldn't be surprised if she still is cheating and has been for it all this years they worked together and probably before that.